Hello everyone, and welcome to Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We have done it, guys. We've made it to the final game in the Ace Attorney trilogy. I kind of can't believe it. We've been on this Ace Attorney journey for a while, but it's also felt like so quick. Like, I can't believe we're already on the last one. Like, obviously there's a billion other Ace Attorney games, but these are the three that, like, I wanted to play for the channel. And I'm not saying I'll never play the other ones, but if I do, it won't be for a while after we finish this one. But yeah, I'm actually very excited to start this game because I've heard very good things about it. I've often heard people say that their favorite Ace Attorney game of the original trilogy is either 1 or 3. And this is 3. So I am excited, and my expectations are kind of high. And yeah, I really don't know what to expect other than we've got another new prosecutor. I know Edgeworth is going to show up at some point in this game. When and what he's going to do, I don't know. I just know he's going to show up at some point. And the new prosecutor, he's got coffee. I've seen him and he drinks coffee, and that's what I know about him. Yeah, if you are new here, hi, hello. I said this at the start of the second game, but welcome to my Ace Attorney Let's Play, where I do very goofy voices for all the characters, and I give them weird personality traits, especially the judge. I don't know what I've done to the judge, but it's something. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this silly, goofy ride, whether you are a new or old viewer. And yeah, on that note, let's just jump into this. We've been at Ace Attorney for a while now. I feel like we don't really need a lot of introduction. What's going on here? Hello, Mia. Turnabout memories. Yes, let's do it. Huff, huff. Ah, how did I get into this mess? Ooh. Are we gonna see the killer? Why? Why did I do that? Phoenix! Okay, maybe we don't see the killer. I don't think Phoenix is a killer. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. I don't know who's who. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. I don't know which one's which. Okay, so is that person Phoenix? Phoenix, what are you wearing? It wasn't me. I didn't... I know you didn't. I didn't do it. I know you didn't, Phoenix. What are you wearing? What is that outfit? 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. Ooh, okay. I can get behind this. We're gonna play as Mia. If that's how we're gonna do the tutorial, that's gonna be so much better than the last game where we just randomly got amnesia. Side note, if my voice sounds slightly off now, it's because I have a cough drop in my mouth, okay? I'm still getting over a cough from being sick. I've already had to cut out way too many coughs in this video, so like, this is gonna help me. And we're just gonna deal with it. Phew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh my god, you! I haven't seen you in forever. You know who I'm surprised wasn't in the second game that I thought of recently? Larry. I'm shocked Larry didn't make a comeback. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never fear. Never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? You were not wearing red in the first game, were you? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts? Hey, Phoenix does it all the time. Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. Blah. Words. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Is that how we met Mia? Or Phoenix met Mia? Oh my god. Look at at you! You're so cute, Phoenix! Aw, he looks baby. I also just, like, never see you from the front. So this is weird. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine, no problem. Achoo. What's wrong, Phoenix? Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's Wright. Like, the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. Aw, Phoenix. Why are you wearing that? And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right. Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. We didn't know you were ever accused of murder, Phoenix. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. Cough. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and, well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. This is interesting, we're getting both Phoenix and Mia lore. Judge, hello, is that Payne? Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. What a lovely name. I have a feeling that I may come to love that man. Well, this is so weird seeing you like this. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, Payne, you're younger. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Ms. Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. This is kind of wacky. My court. I have a feeling one day I will refer to it as my wacky court. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. I'll be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow, who is a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. It sounds like he was a very bright young man. I wish I knew him. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. There's an umbrella. And broken power lines. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, they then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed, but also handsome. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. The crime took place behind an Ivy Hue building. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Yee. Your reputation for sagacity? Is that what the word is? Is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Please tell me. Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. guy's gonna lose a lot of hair in the next few years and lose every trial. Ah, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much. I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. Ugh. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. From that? Now, see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing the R button. Huh, what's the R button? Huh? This is real life. Aw, Mia, you have a donut. Yeah, this is so, like, a way better way to do the tutorial than the last game. Okay, date and time of death, 4/9 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there, and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed the R button here. Which I did. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? How painful. How could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps? No, Judge. You're the same as always. The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. I mean, I don't really get that vibe from him later, in the future. They don't call him Rookie Killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and shove it into old Greybeard's face. Don't call me that. Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face. I said don't call me that. Mr. Grossberg. Try to set a better example for the young lady. That was quite rude. I didn't like that you called me that. Yeah, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. Aha! My superior and the head of Grossberg Law Offices. My client, a third-year art student at Ivy University. He currently has a cold. The victim, he is a fourth-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. Dahlia Hawthorne. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Oh, Phoenix. You got a lady. Dated the victim, Doug Swallow, up until 8 months ago. Okay, that's gotta be it. They were arguing over a girl. The prosecutor for this trial, a veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the R button, so be sure to go over it all. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? I have a feeling I'll be saying the name Phoenix Wright a lot in the future. Dahlia. Huh, the female. Take that! The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. I didn't think you cared about love, Phoenix. Oh, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Well, it's very easy to make the judge do that. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye, what do you think? I would love to meet him. Can't believe we're gonna witness the first meeting between Judge and Phoenix. It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? Yes, he is. The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. He's so, like, bright. Like, I don't know. Something about him is so, like, baby and cute. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. Oh no, he means what did you do before you were arrested? Oh, I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was a cough. The defendant, please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us. I'm old, I don't want to die. It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. He's so cute, maybe. The victim and I wonder if this cold of his is going to be relevant somehow. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. British wannabe? I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Phew, it looks like the judge understands. Not being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? He. It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be? This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now, there was a lie? A contradiction? Phoenix, you're lying. Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Faye. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? You two are gonna have such a good relationship later. Okay. How about that stuck-up British wannabe? You probably did talk to him. In fact, I know you talked to him because I saw it. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Phoenix. Achoo. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not the killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony, just because I have a good feeling about you. How is it that you knew that the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union jacket on the back of his shirt. Oh, Union Jack. It's like, Union jacket? Okay. Does he have it in this photo? I don't see it in this photo. I'm gonna try presenting. Whoa! Wrong button. I'm gonna try presenting this. Objection! Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take a look at this crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Phoenix, why are you wearing a sweater with the letter P in a heart? Like, is that supposed to represent your name, Phoenix? Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me, Oh, little Phoenix. Yeah, you've made our client cry. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. Okay, weird coincidence. I finally ask about it and you bring it up. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
Hehehe. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh. Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Hehehe. Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. It's gonna be the scene of the crime, isn't it? He lost it. Does this have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene.
Why is he holding it?
What's this? In the victim's hands, it's Cold Killer X.
I could use some of that right now for my cough. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Or Phoenix was framed.
Order! Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record.
The victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Oh, did it? Found clutched in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprints.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? He needed to get that fixed. Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this?
This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor. What does that got to do with anything, Grossberg? What really happened? Oh, Phoenix. What have you gotten yourself into? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
Achoo! Achoo! I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
Oh, I have this feeling like I should forgive you. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright. Don't tell me any more lies. Okay. What does him being in the pharmacology department have anything to do with your meeting? Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
I don't know Roman numerals. Not gonna think about that right now. I probably will have to later, but I don't want to. Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IBU.
An alchemist? I see. How magical.
I gotta admit, I was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. Oh, how I wish I could have met him.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details? I don't think the timing really matters that much.
I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department.
Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much though.
A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said that the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
And does that have something to do with his death? That's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere.
High voltage cables?
Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof.
Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay. Talk for 3. When I'm lying there. Let's talk about how you lost that.
On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch?
Huh? What does that have to do with anything?
You can never be too sure.
I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. It was her, wasn't it? Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. So weird to see you in love, Phoenix. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Ouch. Why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden.
Why, Mia? What was that about?
I think that's enough for now. The defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean?
He. I knew it was too much work for a little girl. Humph. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose.
Okay. Let's establish a murder method.
Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye? I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. I would love for you to do that. Hee. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie.
Listen, you're gonna get beat by Phoenix so many times later.
But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Humph. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. You've intrigued me now. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
Those wires.
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? There's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I mean, yes, there are electrical wires that are fallen and they are zapping. However, I'm too stupid to realize that. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Ms. Faye, where exactly is the photo in the murder weapon? It's the murder weapon in the photo. I said that wrong.
I hope I'm pressing the right spot, but here.
Well, naturally, it's right here. That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage, and because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then the high voltage cable...
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. Phoenix wouldn't have known how to use that.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
Really? I mean, how would he have done that, though? True.
That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? It's fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
That doesn't mean anything. It's not on the murder weapon.
What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder. He squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Order. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us. We're done.
Mr. Grossberg.
Our words never lie. The show is over, Mia.
Stop saying that.
I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
He's not guilty, and you're gonna have to deal with him later in life. Also, you're not a very helpful, like, what do you call the person that stands next to me? Mia and Maya and Pearl never do this. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
I don't believe it. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Well, that's no surprise to you, Your Honor.
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. You have something further to add, Miss Fay?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end.
Aw. You already established the defendant's guilt.
This kind of helps to show, like, why... Like, we already knew big reasons why Phoenix trusted Mia, but this just goes to show it even further.
There's no further need for him to say anything.
Cough, cough. Wait a minute.
Mr. Wright?
I'll tell you what really happened.
I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further...
Yes, there is. Cough. I'm not gonna actually make a coughing noise because it's gonna make me cough in real life. I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead.
Huh?
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. What a forceful push. One-handed. I know you didn't kill someone, Phoenix. We would have known this already.
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think that I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time, I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you.
Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
Doesn't mean he killed him. Oh, feels like my headboards are doing the Harlem shake. Stop saying that! Grossing me out, dude. When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking about Dolly. Bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. With the force of the Hulk, with one hand. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back. He was just lying there, dead. Well, he was also laying on his front when you found him. When you pushed him, he fell on his back.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. But from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Hey, love you know I solve many cases in the future.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't give up, Mia.
If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. Okay, loud noise. That's what I want to press on. Okay, loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap. You know? Come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Hee hee hee. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
I don't think I'd make a snap sound, buddy. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Ask for more details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. Oh, and it was broken in the photo. You're so strong, Phoenix. I cannot get over how much force you had in that one push. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well, yeah, it's important. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
Shut up, Payne. You're the flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. I love how we're specifically calling it a cheap umbrella. We can see it in this photo. Maybe I should present that.
Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on, if I had mentioned that.
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
Which would mean maybe he was pushed over there, but now he's somehow over here.
You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No.
Got you now, Payne.
Order, order, order. The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. It's also cheap.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it would have been blown there by the wind. But I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. How impressive.
The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Well done, Mia.
Hee hee, hee 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 hee. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? It's rather creepy, and I don't like it. Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Just spit it out, weirdo. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Ah, yes. Well, who's this witness? And stop using big words. It's my brain. Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing.
It was her.
That's right. She was the one at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Oh. She is unfazed.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that?
I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. It is time for me to go down the slides. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne.
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my dolly, right?
I think your dolly set you up.
She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why.
The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse.
Here?
Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, on that day, she and I bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. You're acting a lot like Larry right now, Phoenix.
It certainly is a little bottle, all right.
Makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met.
He shows it to everyone.
Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What?
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you...
That happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
Well, what's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
An article from 8/28, almost 8 months ago.
I see more?
Murder in the courthouse?
Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim.
Is that Dahlia? You're 20, but you could have had your birthday since then.
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Kersberg. I need to finish this myself.
Oh, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. But it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though.
To be continued.
Okay.
Gonna let me save? Ooh, a new saved noise.
Okay.
So we're gonna end today's video there. It's totally Dahlia. Phoenix, I hate to tell you, but I think your girlfriend is manipulative. I think she's setting you up. I think she killed him, and she seems to be responsible for a murder 8 months ago, too. And Doug was trying to warn Phoenix and be like, listen, that girl, she's not who you think she is. Oh, poor Phoenix. He's so sweet and innocent and baby. And we've never seen him take interest in someone like that. So it's kind of sad. He's just being manipulated. Supposedly. I think. That's my theory anyway. But usually the first trial's pretty obvious who it is. But like I said, I really like how we're doing the tutorial this time. It's very cool to be playing as Mia. And, we can learn the controls that way rather than, randomly getting amnesia. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to be getting into this game. It's already off to a strong start. I like that we're getting to see, Mia's origins, a younger Phoenix, him meeting Mia. It's super interesting. I like it. So yeah, for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!